It takes several pieces of equipment to install an intravenous line in a patient. Needles, taps, catheters and rubber gloves must be sterile and discarded after use. These are the cheapest of materials for one of the simplest of procedures. There are no apparent shortages here at the outpatient clinics of St. Andreas Hospital in Patra, but staff say appearances are misleading.
We had a budget of 60 to 65 million euros before the crisis. Today our budget is 15 to 18 million. This creates enormous problems.
The hospital is also short-staffed. This doctor says there are just 2 nurses for the outpatient clinics serving this city of 200,000.
On most days, this room is full of stretchers with a queue of more outside shouting and pushing to get in, and they come from towns all over the region. It can be asphyxiating. We can barely walk in here.
Shortages have shut down clinics and smaller regional hospitals, so St. Andreas also takes in patients from the broader region of more than 1 million people. This hospital had a staff of 1,200 before the financial crisis of 2008. It is now down to 750, and at least 50 doctors are urgently needed. These trends in personnel and materials reflect the broader cuts in government health spending. In just the past 3 years, it has fallen from $7 billion to $4.2 billion. That means Greece is spending less than 10% of its budget on healthcare. The European Union average is over 15%. It's driven many who can afford it into private healthcare.
We're only here for financial reasons. Of course, national health doctors are more experienced than private sector doctors, but from the moment you arrive here, you're tied up for hours. Patients get wary. There are lots of people in line.
The dedication of the doctors and nurses who remain in the public sector has been rewarded with a 40% pay cut during the crisis. And no government has tightened health spending more than that controlled by the Syriza party, which has made a point of producing even higher surpluses than creditors demand with which to repay the country's debt. Next year's budget contains a further reduction in salaries for hospital staff, a move which will anger many. Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Patra.